Everybody, it's Glenn, back with another episode of Confessions of an ebayaholic. And this is a figure in 1996 that eluded me to my annoyance. Just flipping over to the card back there, there were 4 figures released in the series. I ended up buying the Martian Ambassador, which is the figure here with the red cape. If you've seen the movie, it's the Martian Ambassador that pilots the ship into the desert to meet with the humans, and when a dove of peace is released, it's the Martian Ambassador that ends up shooting it with his laser gun. There's also in the line the Martian leader with the purple cape and the Martian trooper. Now all those figures are essentially the same figure, except the Martian trooper has no cape, the Martian Ambassador has a red cape, and the Martian leader has a purple cape. So back in 96 I felt no need to kind of buy each of them. They're all pretty much the same sculpt, I think, the same bodies, just with different accessories. So I just plumped for the Martian Ambassador, him being the kind of one that within the movie is most kind of pivotal to the plot. But the figure I really wanted was the Martian Spy Girl, which we have here now. Now, back then, the Martian Spy Girl was the short-packed figure. I think she was packed 1 per case in the Mars Attacks figures, and was impossible to find. And it's probably hard to explain for some of you younger guys out there. Back in 96 was a few years before I started using the internet. And back then, you know, in a world before eBay, basically if your local comic shop didn't have a figure, you were screwed. There was no way you were going to get it. I mean, now we have eBay, and I mean, you may pay a pretty penny on things, but if there's a figure you can't find in your local area, in your Toys R Us or Kmart or comic shop, wherever that may be, for a price you can always track it down on eBay. I know kind of me highlighting that makes me sound terribly old, but I say this, I think it's more about how quickly the internet has penetrated our lives, as opposed to me being an old fucker. That's what I'm telling myself anyway. The internet consumed us all very quickly. So the Martian Spy Girl eluded me, and, you know, flicking across channels and stumbling upon Mars Attacks, rediscovering it, made me think of how desperately I wanted this figure back then, all those years ago. So I managed to track it down on eBay. I forget how much I paid for this. It wouldn't have been very much, because whenever I pay a lot for figures, it tends to be something I remember. So I would guessing this probably would have been around £5 or £6. There she is. I am going to open this bad bitch up. Here is the Martian Spy Girl out of package. If you've not seen the movie, the Martian Spy Girl is a Martian who poses as a human, what should I call her? Good time gal, I guess, who is propositioned by one of the president's slimy aides, and by virtue of that proposition she gains access to the White House and attempts to assassinate the president, played by Jack Nicholson. And it's probably the best scene in the movie, which is why I really wanted the Martian Spy Girl figure after I saw the movie. It's the funniest scene. I just wanted the figure real bad. It just sucked that it was she was kind of short packed, and you know, a whole bunch of, I guess, scalpers bought her. to make a quick buck. And kind of her being rare wasn't really why I wanted the figure. It's just a character that I enjoyed in the movie. So the accessories for her, she comes with this little nifty handbag which conceals her laser gun there. Which fits into her hand. And of course this head is removable to reveal the true Martian identity underneath. The head itself is a squishy rubber. Fits on quite easily. Obviously has the big beehive hairdo to hide the huge Martian brain which lies underneath. I forget the actress's name that played her in the movie. She was the chick that Tim Burton was banging at the time. She also plays Vampira in Tim Burton's Edward. The name escapes me right now. So there she is with her laser gun. And her other accessories here consist of this cannon, firing missiles, decent firing mechanism as well. I just launched that halfway across the room. Never to be found again. There goes the other one. Oh, that went under the sofa. Yep. I'll probably find that when I move, hopefully. And this cannon is a generic accessory that actually came with every figure in the series. And the final accessory is this beautiful ring, which actually, I don't know if you can see it there, mimics the Martian Spy Girl's ring. And this ring was how she stayed in communication with the Martian mothership. You see the eye there surveyed the White House in the movie. Anyway, it doesn't quite fit me, this ring. I will have to perhaps give it to that certain lucky lady on my wedding day. She will have to have really tiny fingers though. So any of you sexy midgets out there fancy a bit of Glenn? This ring and a lifetime of putting up with me will be yours. Okay, here's a bit of a closer look at the Martian Spy Girl for you. Having finally tracked her down 15 years after I first hit my local comic book shop trying to get her, I'm not disappointed in her at all. I guess when she first hit my doorstep, the postman dropped her off in the package, I was a bit kind of meh about her, but having got her out of the package, had a bit of a play around with her, I'm actually really pleased with her. She's a lot of fun. Unfortunately, I have had a look for him. I couldn't find my Martian Ambassador. Not sure what safe place I tucked him away in, but I couldn't find him. It would have been cool to show the two figures side by side, but alas, it's not to be right now. Hopefully I'll uncover him like my her missiles for her gun at some point. She did also come with a talking feature, which activated by a button here. Holding the figure really close to my ear, I can just barely hear that. There's just a tiny bit of life left to the batteries. She said something in Martian, and then there's an English translation to it. Each of the figures in the series featured a speech. I think the batteries can be replaced, but I never have those ridiculous little batteries that action figures take to replace them. Anyway, I'll stop going on now. That's the Martian Spy Girl. More than you ever wanted to know about this figure, I'm sure. Okay, thanks for watching. Please comment, rate, subscribe, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.